Now then, I'm back. Guess what? It's still Tuesday. And another vlog. Sliding about. Yeah, another vlog. What time is it? Nearly 7:15. Oh, it's been a long day. And I'm going back up to S5 now. I'm at S20 at the moment. Bayton, Southall, that way. There's an undertaker's down here. We don't do much like, but we do quite a few funerals down here, Bayton area. I looked after this gentleman who's passed away. I looked after his wife 13.5 years ago. And his daughter's just said to me, we were clearing his bedside cabinet out and we found one of your cards. I says, I can't thank you enough for letting us look after him. And she says, there were no question, Mick. He were adamant he wanted you. In fact, out of everything, that was the only thing that we were certain of. And I thought, how lovely is that? How amazingly lovely is that? That's what makes being an undertaker special. Sorry, I'm trying to find my way out of here. It's like a maze, this place. It really is. All rows look the same. Yeah, it makes it really, really special when I'm trying to find out. Oh, sorry. For the road. I'll find my way out. I'll be right. So that does make it special when, you know, 13.5 years since, and that gentleman were adamant I want Mick to look after me. So I will be attending his service as a mark of respect. I'll not be on service because obviously my team will be looking after the funeral. And I just thought, well, I asked his daughter, well, would you mind if I attend the funeral? And she says, no, we'd love that, Michael, just as a mark of respect. I'm getting tired, I don't know if you can tell. Starting to get a bit tired now. So, and I think if any undertakers is watching this, I'm sure that they'll agree that it does take it out of you. Arranging funerals in an easy bit of job, being an arranger. Because you're dealing with families and it's raw. Their emotions and the grief is really, it's head on. And I think you take a little bit of that with each arrangement you do, away with you. But it's what we do, innit? Anybody who wants to join funeral profession, that's what you need to think about. Don't say, oh, I'd love to do your job, because I ain't just got one job. This morning I was in Moultrie before I left, lying in a coffin after that, and because obviously Mr. Emmingham's skiving, I had other things to do, and then I've got arrangements to do in day. I might be out conducting one day, we don't know. I could be bringing somebody into care from hospitals, or if they passed away at home. So I don't have one job, and that's the thing with funeral industry. If you want to be an undertaker or a funeral director as such, or an arranger, choose what you want to do. Oh, I want to meet families and I want to sit down and plan funerals with them. Because with a wedding you get a couple of years to plan it and get everything in place. But with a funeral you don't. you usually get about 2 or 3 weeks, and that's it. And you can get married twice, 3 times. Some idiots even get married 4 times. But you can't do that with a funeral. You can only do it once. So it's got to be as good as it can be, first time, every time. Arrangements is important. Or you might want to be a conductor on service out on funerals. You might want to be a driver bearer carrying coffins, assisting at funerals. Funeral operatives they call them, some at bigger companies. Good name actually for it. So you might want to be a funeral operative. So decide on what you want to do, which role in that job you want to do. You might want to work in mortuary. You might be absolutely crackers and want to be an embalmer. Because like I say, most embalmers are as mad as a box of frogs. In a nice way. Any embalmers watching? I'm only kidding. Some amazing embalmers. Absolutely fantastic. Now I hear people saying about, well, how do you know that somebody's been embalmed? Well, it's easy to know how somebody's been embalmed. The funeral director, once he's charged you £200–300 for the embalming, you should get a certificate of embalming off him. And if you haven't got a certificate of embalming, you need to ask him, where's our certificate of embalming? Because the embalmer who does the embalming has a book full of certificates to prove that that person were embalmed at that time, on that day, and all information. Not graphic information, but just to say that these are my qualifications, this is what I'm abiding by, all rules and regulations. So that's how you know somebody's really been embalmed. If you've been to a funeral director and they say, we've embalmed your mum and it's we're going to put another £200 on the account, you need to say, well, where's the embalming certificate? They might want to charge you more for that, but they shouldn't do. There's no charge. So anybody who we've ever embalmed, every family's got an embalming certificate. That's how it goes. It's about being open and honest. A lot of big companies do it as an automatic thing, embalming. We don't. It's if requested. It's not something that we push. It does make a difference, without a doubt, but it's not something that we personally push. But if you have anybody embalmed, make sure that you get a certificate to show. It's about an A5 piece of paper with all details on who's done embalming. It's a proper certificate. Remember them what you used to get for 25 yards backstroke and all that at swimming baths? A bit like one of them, in a funny sort of way. But it's not a swimming certificate, it's an embalming certificate. I got loads of them. I did my life saving. I'm not very good at swimming now. I'm like a brick. I think that's got something to do with my belly. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about swimming, we're on about work. Yeah, not everybody needs to be embalmed. You've got to be embalmed if you're going outside the country or if you're coming into the country. It's a legal requirement. Infection control. But if your funeral's going to be next couple of weeks, most people, they look alright. After a couple of weeks, most people look alright. Not everybody has to be embalmed. That's why we don't embalm everybody. Anyway, been a long day. Been a right long day. And I know for a fact that I'm the last person anybody wants to see pull up outside their house and walk up their path. I think that's not just me, that's all funeral directors. Nobody relishes that's a funny word to use, isn't it? Relish. Mind you, I'm from Ulmer relish, Endison's relish. So that's why I said that, I think. Nobody relishes undertakers visiting them. It's never a good thing when you've got funeral directors going to house. Just one of them things, isn't it? So I better get going. I'm at where am I now? I'm near, not Cloysley, I'm near Fence. So just down here is sewage works, Woodhouse Mill, that's where I am. Swallow Nest is on the right hand side of this roundabout, and Woodhouse and Handsworth's on the left. And I'm going to make my way nice and steadily to my next family and sit down and have an hour or so with them, have a chat to them. Thanks for watching all my YouTubes and my TikToks today. Thanks for liking and subscribing and commenting if you have done, or even if you just press like. Thank you. And if I've wasted your time, then I apologise unreservedly. It's a big word, isn't it? That's a one bloody lane. But if I could leave you with one bit of advice, be nice. Just be nice to people. Because people are going through absolute and utter shit. And it makes a difference if somebody's nice to them. Makes a massive difference. So just be nice. Be right with people. It matters. Look after yourselves, everybody, and I'll post this while I'm out, I think. It costs me a fortune uploading while I'm out roaming. But it's not, I'm not bothered. What does it matter? Take care, everybody. Good night, and thanks for being with me today. Look after yourselves. Catch you tomorrow.